Hello, everyone, and welcome to Armstrong in the Loop podcast. I'm your host, Seth Prentice, and today I'm joined by Luke Simpson and Zach Garcia of the Seneca Valley Raider Crate program. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Gentlemen, let's start off here first. So, what is this Raider Crate, and how did it get started?
So Raider Crate is a student-run company dedicated to connecting our fellow students with local businesses and opportunities, with all of our proceeds benefiting the nonprofit Seneca Valley Foundation. The Seneca Valley Foundation basically works to improve the student life for our students, so we're doing our best to help out in that aspect. And then the Raider Crates themselves are subscription boxes that contain themed items, Seneca Valley gear, exclusive coupons or deals from local businesses that can provide just different experiences for our students.
So, I'm guessing this was a collective effort. It wasn't just one person that came up with this.
Yeah, definitely. For a little more background on how we got started, this idea for Raider Crate came from a brainstorming session back in October of 2019. So we saw the popularity of all kinds of subscription crates for larger audiences, ones that sell food or like comic action figures, all those kinds of loot boxes. And we wanted to transfer that excitement and that like suspense of not knowing what you'll get, but knowing that it will relate to our school. And we wanted to transfer that to our school community. So this resulted in our winning entry at the BC3 Entrepreneurship Challenge. So with that first place reward from that competition, it gave us the confidence to launch the business in the school through our gifted education program.
That's stunning. Were you expecting to go in there to win, or was this like a shot in the dark type effort?
It was probably more of a shot in the dark. We had never been to this competition before. Our mentors through the gifted program had never gone to this competition. This was the first year of this whole scenario for us. So we went in with our business plan, prepared the best we could, and then came out in first place and haven't stopped since then.
Well, congratulations to all of you. And I'm sure there's a bunch of you. So why don't we get into that? Can you briefly explain the roles that the two of you play and how many different positions there are in this Raider Crate program?
Yeah, so Raider Crate as a whole has a lot of positions, beginning with our creative team, who works alongside our marketing team to make sure our business ideas get spread out through the community. We have a procurement team, making sure we can go and get all the items that we want at a good price for a good quantity. We have a business liaison team who goes out to the actual businesses and gets coupons, gift cards, anything we can to help drive our students to those businesses to create a good partnership. We also have a finance team that works alongside making sure that our profit margin works well for the box and getting our financial reports together, because that's really good when we go back and analyze how we did on a crate, seeing what we did well and what we didn't do well. Then we also have inventory and fulfillment, who work on gathering all the different items together and making sure that all the boxes get distributed to the customers that order and make sure that that runs seamlessly.
Perfect. So now the two of you, what are your specific roles?
Yeah, so my position has really been fluid for this past year. I'm currently labeled as a CEO in training, but have experience in procurement, finance, and business. I started out last summer working a lot in procurement, tied in with finance. And then just to kind of learn more about the business, I looked at the business liaison role, still took care of some finance things, but overall, I've just been trying to get as much understanding as I can about the business.
Yeah, and the in training label might seem a little strange, but unlike most businesses, we basically have to let go half of our employees every year at graduation. So our team's definitely been growing this year in preparation for that. And we're training everyone to take over the important roles so that it'll transition smoothly into next year. For
So
me,
Zach, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
yep, yeah, I've served as the vice president of production for a while now. So in that role, I oversee sourcing the materials, making sure they arrive on time, assembling the crates, and coming up with a plan to distribute them, and then following through with that plan. And as we are a small company, even though we have a lot of employees at the moment, we all jump around to wherever we need to be all the time. So I've helped with like creating the distribution plans in the past, some financial work like issuing refunds if we need to, and working on our website too. So it is a very fluid positions at this organization.
So before we got started here today, we were briefly discussing, Zach, you're going to graduate. And of course, Luke, since you're in training, you're a junior. How has it been to go ahead and start recruiting for next year? Because this has to keep going in order for Raider Crate to, continue success in years to come.
Yeah, so the gifted program in our senior high school only involves 11th and 12th grade, but we do have a gifted program for the 9th and 10th graders. And there's good communication between the gifted teachers that allow us to go and say, can we talk to some of these 9th and 10th graders and see if they'd be interested in an opportunity like this? We've actually already gotten a few sophomores talked to and getting them ready for next year. We've taken this opportunity to kind of get them in the loop with these last two, or the two crates that we're working on now, so that it's almost a nice transition to next year.
Perfect. And I assume that the two of you wouldn't mind going on in, college or wherever is next and doing similar roles that you're doing now.
Yeah, definitely. And this is an awesome experience to prepare us for all kinds of businesses in the future in college and all that. And we were lucky enough that when we started this, the majority of the students in this program were juniors at the time in 2019. So through COVID, we were all able to stay on and work through it. And then around the beginning of this school year, we all kind of realized, we're all going to be gone next year. We better start getting more kids in these positions and preparing for the future.
Well, awesome. So let's talk about the box itself. What is the process for putting a box together?
Yeah, so we basically have three phases, as we like to call it. We have box planning, production, and then delivery, and which kind of ties in with reflection. Um, with the box planning, we have our creative team come up with some items to go in the box, and that passes down to business and procurement. Procurement goes and looks at the cost of some of those items, specific quantities, while business can kind of look at the theme for the box and go target some businesses that might make sense. Procurement then passes on their findings to finance, who kind of puts all the pieces together for the box. They figure out which quantity we should go with for that box, what makes the most sense. And then while all that is going on, we have our marketing team start developing a plan of how we're going to get the most sales and get the most interest from our students and our community for the crate.
Perfect. How many crates have you guys done so far?
So I think we are currently selling our 5th and 6th crate. We started summer of 2020. So right during the pandemic, we did at-home deliveries and got all that working to try and increase morale during the tough times. And then we've done 3 other crates this year, Luke, is that right?
Yeah, we did one in fall, one in winter. We just took care of one in February, and now we're on to two more.
Yep.
Wow. That's actually pretty impressive that you guys were able to do this, especially during the pandemic. I'm sure that you faced a lot of challenges. So, were there things that had to adapt in order to pull this off?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing overall is our teams had to make sure we improve our communication. If someone's trying to work on something while they're not at school and it gets done but doesn't tell someone else, it kind of can get lost in the process. Um, so with this constant change of students at home or in school, getting getting everything together in the right place has really been one of the bigger challenges, and that's something procurement's had to face, knowing where to ship all the items to if the assembly could be at someone's house or at the school itself. And I know a few other problems that Zach has had to encounter with the pandemic and fulfillment that I'm sure he could touch on.
Yeah, definitely. So fulfillment has been very tricky because when we were brainstorming this idea, it was all going to be delivered, during first period in school where we know everyone's homeroom and everything. And then delivering all four of the crates so far, we had to deliver to customers' homes for every single one because we're constantly switching through learning models, and there are students that are staying virtual through every learning model. So sometimes it's all at home, sometimes it's half in school, half at home. But whenever drop day is, which is when we deliver all these crates, um, it's always been a fun experience so far because we have to come up with a plan to get these delivered, assign different people who have to be able to drive, which is difficult for some high schoolers. Um, we have to get them the houses that they're going to, the procedures for dropping these crates off, and then we get good customer feedback and adjust for the next time.
It sounds like you guys have really thought of the whole entire process. And let me tell you, I've subscribed to, a couple of the boxes. Funko put out one, and Loot Crate, and Loot Crate was probably one of the worst boxes to ever subscribe to. So I'm glad already that I've seen you guys have outproduced them. So congrats on that end. But are there some other challenges that some of these other companies have faced, and I'm sure you have as well, outside of some of the ones that you've mentioned here?
Yeah, definitely. The majority of our problems have definitely stemmed from COVID-19. We had shipping delays and all those types of concerns that I'm sure every business is facing even to this day. I think one of the most unexpected ones that we faced was just getting a website and ordering process that's easy to use and understand, because we have all of our employees are deeply embedded into this company. So we have like deep knowledge so that we can put something on the website. It makes perfect sense to us and absolutely zero sense to any of our customers. And so we've had lots of, parents of our students come in and tell us like, what does this mean? And that's when we know we have to make a change here. And sometimes the order form has information that we just really don't need, or it's confusing the customers. And so we can edit things that way. But that's been a huge learning experience, just getting that customer facing side of the business working.
That's awesome. So I have to ask, approximately how many of the crates have you sold out of the first four?
Um, in the first two, we sold just under 50 crates, and we saw success. We were selling almost all of our crates in those instances, and so we upped it to 72 crates for the one we dropped in winter, and then again up to 84 for our box drop in February. And the big jump is then up to the senior crate, which is almost 600, because we had this goal in mind of getting all the seniors their own crate on graduation day.
So let's go there. So let's talk about this awesome project you guys are all working on, which is the senior crate. What is it, and how can people get involved?
Yeah, so this is, I mean, obviously our biggest project yet, and it's really just our way of trying to improve graduation for the seniors. Um, we are hoping to get a crate full of like SV, memorabilia, and also supplies for life after graduation to our seniors. Um, and most importantly, to our seniors, so that no student is left out on graduation day. We're hoping to get each and every box sponsored. Um, I mean, it's been a real challenge for our marketing team getting all almost 600 sponsored. But I mean, the best way is just going to our website, and ordering and sponsoring a box to make sure that that each senior can get one on graduation day.
And we'll put the website in the notes of the show so people can click and go right to it. But the last time I was on, it looked like you already sold almost 300, or had 300 crates already sponsored.
Yep. And yeah, we really appreciate putting the link down there for the website. But it has been no easy task, but we've been working hard to achieve our goal, and we're looking like we will achieve our goal, and that's the big hope for this crate.
Yeah,
And there's
marketing's
Go
done a
ahead,
great
Zach.
job with that so far. And if you do sponsor a crate, you can specify a message that goes to a specific student. So if you know anyone, have any family friends, any kids of your own, feel free to sponsor a crate for them, and you just enter in their name and a message, and they will get that message in their senior crate.
That's what I was going to go to next. So I'm glad you highlighted that. That's such a neat little unique experience to this that I think people should catch on to is that you can send, a special note. you know eh, Graduating from high school is a life achievement, so I think that really should be shared, and just seeing those notes from those that care about you really means something. Have you gotten
Definitely.
the teachers on board to, maybe they could write a note to put in some of the crates as well?
Yeah, we've definitely looked into that. We've had some teachers sponsor them so far. Marketing's going to be pushing for that soon, I believe. But in addition to that, we have all these family members who would come to graduation in a normal year, but this year there's a limited capacity for graduation. So when you normally have 6 tickets, it's looking like we're going to have 2 now. And so all those extra guests who would have been there in a normal year, you can still send your message.
That's a clever way. And, for those listening, how much is a crate and to sponsor?
It would be $20 to sponsor a senior crate.
Perfect. And those will be delivered at graduation, correct?
Yep.
All right. Well, gentlemen, what has your experience been overall with this? Was it everything you dreamt of? Have there been some hurdles that you didn't expect along the way?
Yeah, I know for myself personally, I didn't know all that went into a business. You kind of, when you're not really exposed to that, you really don't know what it's like until you get the hands-on experience. Um, but we've really learned a lot of real world lessons throughout this process. Um, and I mean, what I really like about this opportunity is that you don't really get a grade for Rate or Crate. Because it's a gifted opportunity. Your success is measured on how well the business does, and you have a bunch of people counting on you to do your best. So you want to go out there and do your best, get over any hurdle you can, and make it work regardless. But what's really great about it is we have a really strong team. So we've gotten to know each other really well. That if one of us has a problem, we just go to the next person. And then if they can't figure it out, we just go to the next person. We have these people that can really help us out. Um, and I know for myself, I've learned a lot over the past year, even things that I didn't expect, like making sure you're really exact with everything you do in this process. And I mean, I think it's been an amazing opportunity to just work with these students and uh, make Rate or Crate a reality.
Yeah, that real world experience is so invaluable to us. We can learn about like supply and demand in economics class all you want, but using these concepts to run a real business is much more valuable.
Zach, for you, I mean, this question is definitely for you. Is this kind of like a legacy that you're able to, say you were a part of and hopefully leave for many years to come?
Oh, definitely. We were even thinking of that like back at the BC3 competition. That was like the last slide in our presentation was we can start this year and then it will go on and we can come back at, class reunions and see how much it's grown. And that's what I'm most excited about.
Any last word for our listeners, gentlemen, or something we may not have covered?
We have our senior crate going, but we're also working on another crate in partner with the SV Shout, which is an organization within Seneca Valley with the goal of promoting peace and inclusivity among our students. And Shout just stands for Social Handprints Overcoming Unjust Treatment. We're proud to partner with the SV Shout because we can effectively use our platform to remind our students to show peace and inclusivity. So that's going on while we're working on our senior crate. And that's something where anyone could just find that crate on our website as well.
Yeah, and we're really excited about this opportunity. It's our first real like big partnership where the crate is like branded with someone else, and we couldn't ask for a better club to partner with for our first one.
Well, I hope that crate is a huge success. I'm really pushing for your graduation crate, as I think it's one of the coolest things I've seen a group of students come together to do for not only fellow classmates, but those graduating, hopefully to continue that tradition for many years to come. And I wish the two of you and the rest of your classmates the best of luck moving forward. Congratulations to the class of 2021. You guys have done a magnificent job. and look forward to hopefully speaking to future leaders that you guys have come through here, and we can talk about more crates in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having us.
For Armstrong in the Loop podcast, I'm Seth Prentice, keeping you in the loop.
Are you enjoying Armstrong in the Loop podcast? Great news! All past and current episodes are available on popular streaming apps and websites. Search Armstrong in the Loop podcast and subscribe today.